Alright, so we just found $2 out here, and here's where the spotting is going to come in really handy, because you can't quite see them with the binoculars in order to light them up, but with the scope you can just spot them, get on them, and take the shot. Hello everyone, this is THEHUNTER DD33, and for this video I want to show you how I got the spotting skill unlocked without having any more skill points left. So I would say probably for the last 2 or 3 months I've been wanting to get this skill where you can look through the scope and you don't have to pull out the binoculars in order to spot an animal. But I didn't know how to do it because at the time I spent all my skill points on things that really weren't necessary, and I completely ran out of skill points. So I actually figured out a way to reset the skill points without losing all of your skill points that I didn't know. I thought if you reset your skill points then you would start back over from 0, then you have to build all your skills back again. But the way I figured it out is it actually resets it temporarily. So normally you see a deer out there and you have to pull out your binoculars. By the time you pull them out, you have to zoom in and get everything all set up, and then you can finally spot the animal. But without doing all that, if you unlock the spotting skill, you can just pull out whatever gun you have your scope attached to, and it automatically will spot right through your scope. All you have to do is press whatever your spotting icon is and you'll be able to spot right through your scopes. So the way this skill would actually come in really handy is, say you see a big buck out there at about 200 or 300 yards out, or even a big bull out, and by the time you pull out your binoculars to see how big he actually is, whether he's diamond potential or not, by the time you pull your gun back out, he's going to be gone. But with this spotting skill, you can pull out your scope, and by the time you spot him, you can tell if it's diamond potential, you can get on him, and you can take the shot. And she's down. Also, another cool part about this skill is if you're leveled up high enough and if you have a certain skill, you'll be able to see what percentage of health is on the animal, whether or not you made a flesh hit or a vital hit or you missed it completely. So the way you do this is by pressing F3, and then you go into skills, and from right here you can access either stalker or ambusher. Now when I first started I didn't know what skills to get, so obviously whatever skill I had I used it. Started with tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, and I'm all the way to tier 3 now. But what happened is I think I might actually have to unlock this skill too, but you can see we still have 2 more skill points available. Well, the skill that we want to get is in the ambusher, and it's right here in tier 2. But say I had all my skills already used up here and there was no skill points left, you can't actually get to tier 2 without having any more skills. So in order to do that, what you can do is go back to stalker, and you can actually hit reset skills. It costs a little bit of money, I think like 5 or 10,000 in-game cash. But once you do that, it will literally wipe out all these skills, but it doesn't just reset everything. All your skill points go up here, and say you'll have like 10 or 15 skills available, and basically you can just start over and use all your skill points wherever you want. So I used the skills that I had left over and put them back in an order which I thought might be necessary for the future. And then I went back over to ambusher, and I had an extra skill where I could unlock the sight spotting skill, which I really do like this skill and I've wanted it for a long time, and I didn't know if it was possible to be able to reset all the skills without having to basically start back over from 0. But that's not the case in this situation. The reality is all your points stay right here and you can put them wherever you want. And if you get to tier 2, all you have to do is click on sight spotting. You only need to click one time, you activate it, and you're all set. Alright, well now that we know how to set up the skill, let's go head out to the field and go see how it works. Alright, we got a coyote right here. Now you can see we can spot it from right here. It's a 4 easy, so it's about 150. We don't need to do anything. We can just stay zeroed in right for where we're at and take the shot. Now the cool part about this is you don't need to go check to see what range you're at. If you stay zeroed in for like 160, then basically you know if you're shooting really far, just hold a little bit high. If it's closer, just aim a little bit lower. Now the bonus is when you use the binocs, you get a range on them right away. But the bad part is by the time you have your binocs and you end up spotting it, then you have to switch over, pull out your gun, and that takes about 3 or 4 seconds that buck could be gone. So that's why this really comes in handy for that situation right there. Alright, we have a doe right out here at about 150, so we're going to spot her, and let's see if we can take a shot. Should have been double lung, and it doesn't look like she moved, so she's definitely down. Alright, here she is down right here. Let's pick her up and see where we hit her. So we got a double lung liver shot at 198 yards, and we never even had a chance to range or anything. All we did was stay zeroed in for 160 and basically figured she was about 160 and took the shot. And we got 100% for everything, 595 cash and 137 XP on that. Alright, here's our coyote. Let's go pick him up and go see what he scores. So we made a 136 yard heart and lung shot on him, and we never even got a range on him. We just knew he was about 150, and we stayed zeroed in for 160, and I think that's a pretty good range to stay at. We got 1,281 cash and 209 XP, and he scores 42, 687 total. Pretty nice coyote and an awesome shot with the 223 Descent. Alright, so we just found a decent whitetail buck here, so we're going to pull out the scope, and what is that? That is a nice blacktail. All I saw was this whitetail at first, but that's a decent whitetail, and the blacktail is pretty decent as well. Now, the blacktail is probably about 250, and so is the whitetail, but the blacktail has a little bit better angle at him, so I kind of want to go for the blacktail, and we do have the 243, so we might do that, although this whitetail looks pretty decent. He definitely looks pretty nice. Tell you what, we're going to get a little bit closer. Even though we could probably take a shot from here, we want to get a little bit closer just because that will be at least 160 instead of 180 or 190. Alright, well this should work right here. We should be about 160 from him. And you can see he is pretty much quartering right at us, but we could definitely go for the shot. Perfect shot, and he's down. Alright, here's our whitetail buck down. He looked pretty decent. He definitely has potential to be a nice gold whitetail for sure. As you can see by all the points on him, he looks pretty symmetrical. Let's take a cool picture of him. Alright, now let's pick him up and see where we hit him and what he's going to score. He scores 114, so not quite gold, but still a pretty nice buck. We made a 261 yard spine and neck shot. So basically a perfect shot as he was leaning over to get some food. And we dropped him. We got 729 cash and 204 XP on that. You can also use the skill on the bow too. So you can see how it works here. And we took a nice single lung, probably intestine shot. And that bull should go down pretty soon. Alright, so we just gave this bull a little time to go lay down. And here he is right here. We tracked him probably 200 yards or so. But basically what we did was centered him. As you can see with the arrow right there. It's still a really solid hit. He wasn't going to be diamond or gold potential anyway, so we just made a solid hit on him. And especially when you're using the 420 grain arrows, you don't want to come anywhere close to this front shoulder or you're only going to get flesh wound and you're not even going to be able to find your bull. So let's pick him up. We got a stomach intestine shot and we got 911 cash and 156 XP. And the perk worked pretty good in that situation as well, because if it was a diamond potential or even a big gold, it would have said either a 3 easy or a 4 easy, and it would have gave you a minimum between probably 300 and 450 score estimate on him. Alright, we got a nice blacktail buck right out here. He's coming right in right now. I don't think he can see, actually yeah, he might be able to see us. So we're going to zero in for 40 and we'll see if we can spot him. And just smoked him. 40 yards, dropped him right in his tracks. So that worked really good. And you can see how the spotting definitely helped in that situation as well. It lit him right up so we could see right through that tree without having any hesitation whatsoever. We managed to make a nice shot. And I'm pretty sure that was a good blacktail. I couldn't quite tell how big he was. Yeah, I think this is the big one. He scores 105. We got double lung heart shot at 43 yards. So perfect shot and a nice blacktail. Alright, so we just found 2 bucks out here, and here's where the spotting is going to come in really handy, because you can't quite see them with the binoculars. In order to light them up, you would have to light them up first, spot them, and then pull out the scope. But with the scope, you can just spot them, get on them, and take the shot. Should have been a solid hit, about 300 yards out, and hopefully he goes down not too far from here. Yep, here he is down right here. So that was probably a 320 yard shot with the 243, and we made a pretty solid hit on him. Here he is down. Let's take a look at him. I'm not sure if this is the biggest one of the two. I'm pretty sure we dropped the other one as well, so let's pick him up. This one scores 125, and we ended up making a left lung shot at 357.82 yards. That is my farthest shot ever to be able to get a vital hit. So an awesome shot with the 243. We still got full integrity on that. 942 cash and 184 XP and an awesome blacktail buck. Alright, so we just found a nice whitetail buck out here. There he is right out there, and he's about 200 out. Alright, so we're going to get on the buck and we'll hold it right there. Should have been for sure double lung on that. So we'll watch him. And he's down right there. So awesome shot and a nice buck down. Alright, here's our buck down here. He looks like a pretty decent one. I'm not going to say he's going to be gold because he's probably going to be like a 120s, but he might be gold because it looks like his G5 there is a little bit longer than the rest. So we'll take a picture and let's see what he scores. 120. We got double lung at 216 yards. So you can see, you can pretty much just spot, take the shot, and you get a buck. So, I think that's going to be the end of this video. I really hope this skill helps you guys out, and I wish I knew about it before. I wish I knew there was a way to get it before, even though I already spent all my skill points. But now that I know, hopefully it helps you guys out. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you check them down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.